Okay, are we able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We looked at the extranet. Lisuro, can you read what's on your screen there?
An extranet is a computer network that allows controlled access from outside of an organization's intranet. Extranets are used for specific uses, cases including business to business, B2B.
Okay. Which means we are able to see the screen, the rest of us. When we talked about the extranet, we were referring to something like this. What I do have here, from this area here, my drawing is poor, I'm not Mr. Banda for art. This area shows one network, and there is another network in the circle there in green. So this area and this area, we've got two separate networks, and the two have been linked together using the internet. So since this is a private network, and we've got a private network here, a private network there. So this is an intranet, and this too is an intranet. When we link them together, it becomes what we call an extranet. And an extranet, according to our discussion in class, we said that it is a controlled network of two or more intranets. So as you can see, these two intranets have been linked together using what we're calling the internet in between there. I think those who've been studying are able to remember this. So, are you able to remember this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then what is the title there on top of the screen?
Internet.
There?
The internet.
So when we talk of the internet, I explain this in class that the internet, if we talk about the internet as we know it, it must begin with the capital I. Every time, whether this is inside someone's mic, please, microphone, always make sure that even if it's inside the sentence, it must begin with the capital I. And then we'll be referring it to the internet that we enjoy. The internet all must enjoy using every now and then. So we said the internet is a global network of networks. So what that simply means, like I do have my, are you able to see my board?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Happiness, welcome back.
Thank you.
You can mute your video so that you can save on your bundles. You can just join with the microphone. So what we're saying that you've got the Lake Road PTA school network. And then our neighbors there, St. Mary's. St. Mary's, they also have their network. We've got other networks. On the Copper Belt, there are schools like Luansha Boys on the Copper Belt. We've got schools. Which other school do you know outside Lusaka? Elmas?
I don't know, sir.
You just know schools within Lusaka. Which are those within Lusaka?
Maybe Crested Crane.
Yeah. Is Crested Crane. It's all in United States. They're in school, you know.
I only know Lake Road and Chibelo.
Is it? Okay. So in short, each one of these schools have got their own network. Then when we connect our network to Crested Crane, and then those are connected to the other network. So what we are building now, it's a very big network where these networks are coming together. You connect this network to the other network, that network to the other network, until it becomes one big network. And that's what we call the internet. The internet. So the internet is a global network of networks, which means a lot of networks are connected together into one big network. So when you talk of Australia, the internet is there because we are connected with them using the satellite. We are connected with United States using the satellite. And this big network is what we're referring to as the internet. Now, look, talking of the internet, talking at this very big network, we refer to the internet. Talking of this very big network, which we are calling the global network of networks. How did it come about? Where did it come from? So, first of all, those are the most important things that we can do with the internet. One, it enables us to communicate, to retrieve data or information. What it means that to retrieve data is when you get information from the internet, you are retrieving the data. So like we are interacting here, what we are doing is communication. But the other thing you can do is you can get the data from the internet. You can download pictures, all those, anything you can get from the internet. That is information retrieval. Then there are those who can buy items using the internet. We call that e-commerce, and that is the third choice that we have. So these simply are some of the things we can do with the internet. There are various things that you can use the internet for, but this one, that one, and this one, they can swallow all the things that we can think of. So if we are doing social media, it means we are communicating. If you receive the email, you're going to retrieve that email from the internet. If you are buying or selling anything, you're doing what we call commerce. And any business which is done using the internet is what we call the e-commerce. So those are some of the things that you can do with the internet. We can do e-learning like we are doing right now. It's e-learning, which is part of the communication. We are also able to retrieve the information of the things that we are learning right now. So those are the major things that you can do with the internet. Then the history of the internet, it all started in United States under the Department of Defense. So this DOD, it's the Department of Defense. And the name of this department was the ARPANET. ARPANET, or the Agents of Government in the United States, which stand for this all the way to that. So what they were using the network for basically was to creation of a nuclear weapon. And by that time, technology was not so much, it was not known, especially from us in Africa. I think we've never even seen the computer at that time. And that was the time when the United States started using the network. So the issue of network and the internet, it all started with the United States of America, an agency that was known as the ARPANET, which was a branch of the Department of Defense for the military. And that's where it all started. But to just add a little things to this is that our first internet or network, there was nothing like pictures, colors, it was text-based, like messages only. Internet is only wonderful now because we are able to see multimedia graphics, the voice, the video, the colors that we see, the pictures. It has come as a result of the World Wide Web. And to move forward from that, we've got what we call the WWW. This one here, the World Wide Web. So I don't know how many can recall from our class, what is the difference between the internet and the World Wide Web? Patrick? Can you remember? Maswa Patrick? Chimwemwe? What is the difference between the internet and the World Wide Web? Chimwemwe, are you able to get me?
Yes.
Chiku, what's the difference between the internet and the World Wide Web? Any volunteer to explain to us, please? I know you're very forgetful. I drew something like a tap in class, and you were laughing at my drawing that day, I remember. I drew something like a tap, and I said to this tap, we can connect a hose pipe. And we said that if the tap is closed, nothing will come out of the hose pipe. So this hose pipe resembles something like a network. So the hose pipe, we can interpret it to be the internet. Then when we open the tap, the water will start flowing. So what will be flowing out of the hose pipe there, which is water, is what we call the World Wide Web. Amen. Remember this. Amon, are you able to remember? Can you recall that? Mpasopiri, can you remember that I explained this?
No, we just wrote the notes.
Oh, it means it's the other class, right? All right.
Yes.
It's good that you've now found where you are lost. So when we create a network, the cables, the switches, we connect them to the router, either Wi-Fi or wired network, but without any data passing through. That is what we're calling the internet. So the internet is just the network of networks before anything is flowing into it. But when we start receiving, like on social media, we're able to see the pictures we share, the videos we are sharing, anything that we are now able to see when we access the internet is coming from what we call the World Wide Web. In fact, this is what makes the internet to be so fascinating. The internet without the World Wide Web is as good as dead. What gives life to the internet? It's the World Wide Web. So when you talk of the World Wide Web, we are talking about the multimedia facilities that we can access on the internet. And there are 5 elements of multimedia which we discussed. Mesu, can you get me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mesu, any 2 examples of multimedia elements?
Text and graphics.
Text. And then pictures, which are graphics. So anything more on multimedia?
Video and sound.
Video and sound. So as you can see, all these, we can find them on the internet. When you visit the internet, you're able to see all these items. And what is remaining there, obviously, it's animation. So these are the elements of multimedia, and we are able to see these features on the internet. These multimedia facilities are facilitated by the World Wide Web, and they flow in those cables which passes cables like the Ethernet cable, which I'm using in Mr. Mlaisho's office here. It's one of those facilities which are enabling us to receive my voice there, my picture from your end. Are we clear there?
Yes.
Yes.
So, talk of the internet, just look at all the cables, the routers, the switches, everything, all those elements of networking, the physical devices that we use to create computer networks. They belong to the internet because the internet is simply the global network of networks. Then the facilities which passes through those cables, through those routers, are what we're referring to the World Wide Web. Are we clear there? Siengo?
Yes.
Okay, so we can make progress now. Then how can you connect to the internet? So those are some of the things you need if you want to connect to the internet. You need a router, and all of you, you've got routers where you are sitting because the router enables you to connect to the internet. And examples of routers, we have MiFi. Can use a modem. I don't know how many of you are using an access point, which is the wireless router. Then we need the internet software, which is the browser. And the examples of browsers, one of those Chimwemwe, it's which one? Kaunda Chimwemwe?
Chrome.
Chrome, that's good. Who has not spoken to me today? Mwerwa Jimmy, any other apart from Chrome?
Safari.
Safari, that's very good. Jonathan, anything else? Elmas, apart from Chrome and Safari, what else can you use to access the internet? Lumba? Okay, I can see Mapalo wants to ask a question. Yes, Mapalo.
I wanted to ask.
I'm losing you. Can you come again?
Bing. Search engine. Bing.
Oh, search engine. Okay, I'll talk about the search engine and where it is applicable. All right. Dube, your hand was up.
I wanted to say Bing.
Bing, all right. Bing is one of those we use on Apple computers. Jonathan?
Oh, sir. Firefox.
Firefox, Mozilla Firefox. So when you talk of internet software, we are talking about the browsers, and exactly those are the type of browsers we use, the ones you've just given me. And that's very good. And anything else that we need, it's the internet service provider. Like for me, I don't know where my network is linked to. I'm using the school Wi-Fi. Some of you are using MTN, that's your internet service provider. And the 3/4 of us, we are using Airtel. I don't know if there's someone else using a different internet service provider. Isuro, which one are you using?
Sir, MTN, obviously, you know.
MTN. Happiness, Which one are you using?
MTN.
MTN. Katongo, what are you using? Are you using MTN, Airtel, or what?
So I use MTN.
Okay, so in short, I was trying to emphasize that when we talk of ISP, it's where we are connected for us to receive internet signal. Then we also have what we call communication channels, which is a wired or wireless signals. And then why do you need a router? Exactly. One of the reasons, obviously, we will need a router so that we can be connected to the internet. And my emphasis is that whether you use a modem, or you use a hotspot, any method you use to connect to the internet, all those are simple routers. We've got major routers like the one that we use in our school. Its job is not only to connect us to the internet, but we also need it to demarcate our network so that people would know that this is the end of our network. From here to there, it's another network. Then I wanted to talk about the search engine. So in talking about the search engine, someone, Mapalo, talked about the search engine. Let me do this. I don't know, what do I have on this computer? It's not my computer. Let me just check the browser, which is on this computer. I've got Chrome. And I will demonstrate using Chrome the meaning of a search engine. Let me see. Chrome on this computer is taking long to open. It's not yet ready. So as it is getting ready. So when we talk of the search engine, I can draw a simple window here, and the URL goes there. Universal Resource Locator. It goes up there. And this is where we enter our web address. Just a minute. Trying to see if it's ready. The Chrome, which appears like now it's coming up. Okay. So I have Chrome now, right there. So when we talk about the top part there, let's say bbc.com. So there, that's where the URL goes. That's where the URL goes. It's the web address. Then to fully understand what it means by search engine, it's that box where you type what you want to get from the internet so quickly. The URL goes there, but the search engine, it's what is right here. This is where we are going to type our search. So our search engine is always part of the entire browser which we are using. So if you want to search for something like what is trending now in parts on Dhaka, he has made it to Leicester City. There, we'll be able to see parts on Dhaka in Leicester City's shade. So we've gone straight to access. Yes, yes. Go ahead. Someone was talking.
It's fine, sir. It's fine, sir.
I can't get you. Can you try again?
No, sorry, sir. I made a mistake. Sorry.
All right. Okay. So what I'm trying to emphasize here is that the search engine is part of the entire browser, but this is where you type what you want to get so quickly from the internet. So basically, when we say search engine, it's not really a browser, but it is part of the browser, which enables someone to access information from the internet quickly. Mapalo, are you getting me? Nsaka Mapalo? Have you seen the difference between a browser and a search engine?
Yes. Yes.
Right. Okay. So when we say search engine, it's part of the browser where one can type and extract information so quickly from the internet. Like that, we are correctly defining what a search engine is. Either they use the URL there for search. You can search for something from there. It can act as the search engine. But basically, when you talk of the browser, it has a facility for searching data from the internet so quickly. I hope that is clear from your end. So this is what we are calling the search engine. This is the part of the program in the browser used to search for information from the internet so quickly. Please remember that. So there is the issue of the browser and there is the issue of search engine. Is Natasha part of us? Chola Natasha?
Yes, sir.
You've been so quiet. I have a question for you very soon.
Okay.
So when connecting to the internet, you need Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome. I mean, if you want to access the internet, not when connecting. When you want to connect, obviously we use the router, and in the router there must be bundles. Then what else do you need? You need the software to access the internet, which can be any of these, and there is Opera on most of the smartphones. And the most important part is the ISP. ISP. Churu Elmas, ISP stands for? I see you. It stands for what?
I don't know.
You've forgotten. Happiness.
Yeah.
Happiness. ISP stands for what? She's just smiling. You've forgotten. That's very dangerous. It simply means you've got a very bad teacher in computers, right?
No.
Shakira, she's there. Shakira, ISP stands for?
What is your question?
Answer.
My question for you, Shakira, is ISP. What does it stand for?
ISP.
What does it stand for?
ISP.
Yes.
Internet survey produce. Sorry, I don't know the last one. I think.
No, I can run away. The moment you open schools open, you won't find me here.
Wait, internet survey provider service. Is it survey or service?
Okay, no, let's get it right. Salma, can you get it right?
Internet service provider.
What is the internet service provider? That's very good. Internet service provider, and it's the company which provides the services of internet to you. So most of you agree with me, Airtel, it's a company. MTN, that's a company.
Yes, it's a company.
Let's see, make sure that we mute our mics after talking, please. I'm receiving a terrible feedback. Make sure you mute your microphones. So when we talk of internet service provider, this is a company, any company which is providing you with access to the internet. and that's what we call the internet service provider. And I was trying to mention earlier on that some of the companies you are connected to, some of you are connected to MTN, to Airtel, don't know how many are on Zamtel. So those are internet service providers because they are able to provide internet facilities to your devices. I hope that is clear now, Shakira.
Yes, it is, sir.
Thank you. When we look at the structure of the website, it mostly looks like what I've drawn there. There is the first part, which is HTTPS, then follows by B, then we've got C there, sport, news, and we've got numbers there. To fully understand the meaning of that, I think I can use Chrome, which I recently opened. Let me use this Chrome to fully understand what we are talking about. So we are going to bbc.com, bbc.com. Let me make sure that I remove those extensions. I just remain with the bbc.com, and there we are, that is BBC. So every time you see that there is something that looks like a logo there, it means that this page is using what we call HTTPS. HTTPS, just like what I showed you here. Where is it? There. Are you able to see A from there? Mpaso, are you able to see A?
Yes.
Okay. So this is HTTPS, which stands for Hypertext Transmission Protocol Secure. And in class, I was trying to emphasize that when you are using this protocol, it should have the S in front. Then like that, your page is going to be secure. If you are using any website which does not show S in front there, then possibly your network can even be hacked by anyone because your information is going to be sent in text, plain text. But when there is S there, your data will be encrypted. We will look at encryption towards the end of our lecture, maybe today or next week. So make sure that every time you're on the internet, take care of what is happening in the URL. If there is no S there, don't visit those websites. One, people can hack into your system. And two, that can be a source of viruses. This S is so very important. The S there is so very important.
I'm not able to see it.
You're not able to see it?
No.
What are you able to see from there?
I can just see the log, sir.
The log. Oh, let me do this. Are you able to see this? Where I'm zooming, yeah. So this is what I'm talking about on the A side here, HTTPS. There must be S in your website. If the S is missing there, you need to know that this website I'm visiting is not secure. So the HTTPS stands for protocol. And the protocol is what governs communication on the internet, so that we don't have problems. Then from the protocol part, we've got where it begins with the www all the way to .com. This is what we call the domain name. The domain name is simply the address of the computer or the name of the computer you are visiting. As you will see very soon, I'll be on the BBC website. So the name of the computer I'll be visiting, it's the BBC. Then what comes after the domain name, which is B? We go to C. These are paths. It's a path from the domain name. It shows that you are under sport, under news. Then the last part there, it's the file name. The file name is always given with numbers. So after the domain name, we've got the path. After the path, we've got the file name. So to show you exactly from Chrome what I've been sharing, easy. I hope everyone is able to see this website. Are you able to see the website from there, Elmas?
Yes, sir.
So HTTPS, it means the website is secure. And even when you're visiting Facebook, you will need to make sure that your website is secure. If it's not secure, do not use that website on your computer. Then after that, we've got the domain name, which is bbc.com. And bbc.com is the name of the computer I'm visiting right now. So let's go to sport. You take note of what is happening there. No sooner I click on sport, you'll be able to see that the path sport will be included to our URL. So if I click on sport, you'll be able to see that when it loads, now it's the /sport. After /sport, let me go to football. Then you'll be able to see that the next path there, it is the football. And I'm eagerly trying to look at our Zambian player who has made it to the Premier League. Let me just go to Leicester City so that we pick on our very own Patson Daka. Where is Mr. Daka? Leicester City. Let me go straight to Leicester City. And I'm sure on their page, there must be our very own Patson Daka there. So when I click now on Mr. Daka there, just try to see here that there comes now numbers only. So it simply means that the numbers are representing the file I've retrieved now from the internet for our exciting Zambian striker. And now Premier League won't be the same again. And I'm sure Masua Patrick will be supporting Leicester City.
Yeah, we sir.
I'll be able to follow. I know you Zambians. So there, we've exhausted the structure of the website. We've got the lock there, it's showing HTTPS. When there is no lock, just be alert because that network is not secure. Let me try to see if I can look for a site which is not secure. Like Lisuro knows I like Bitcoin. There is what you call Doge mining. Dogemining.io. Let's see this site. It's taking long to open. I hope my address is correct. I realized that this site is actually, was it .io? I've just forgotten the extension. Was it .com? This is the site which is not secure. I wanted to show you the site which is not secure, the way it looks. Like. I think I've forgotten the name of the site. When we continue next week, obviously I'll be able to have remembered, but there won't be this icon there. That you would know that this site is not secure. So as it stands right now, this is a secure website where you can transact without problems and everything will be fine for you. There is bbc.com, which is the domain name. Then there is a path, sport, another path, football. Then we have the file name there showing the numbers. And our log there is only showing that we are in HTTPS and we are secured. But if your site is HTTP without S, please do not even waste your time on that site. That site is not secure. So, in conclusion, because our time is almost up, we can see that we have exhausted our structure there, the structure of the website. We've got A, which stands for the protocol, B, the domain name, C, we've got news, sport news, and this is the path. Then we've got the file at the far end there. And how do questions come from this perspective? I'll be able to give you a lot of questions on computer networks, and the questions can come in format like which one? Like that's just a simple question. Start the structure of the web address below to answer question that follows. So as you can see, there is A there, then there is B, we've got C. And our first question, since there is a name there, Patrick Masua, is going to help us with the question, the first question there, Patrick. What is the name of the protocol being used in the above web address? Yes, Patrick.
So I think it's hypertext.
Hypertext, not complete.
Hypertext, the transfer protocol.
Okay, you can just say HTTP, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, Elmas, what is wrong with this protocol we are using, represented by A? Elmas, is there anything wrong with this protocol? Shakira? This protocol, let me put it in yellow. Is there anything wrong with that protocol, Shakira?
Pardon?
I didn't get that. Shakira doesn't want to talk to me. Natasha Chola, anything wrong with that protocol?
There's no S.
There is no S. That's very good. Please be observant. You are healthy children with a proper sight. You are able to see. My emphasis was that when there is no S, the site is not secure. So even today, when you go online, try to check the websites that you are visiting. If your dad is buying a car on the internet, try to be there as an IT specialist because you are doing these things. If there is no AC, tell your dad that we don't want to lose this money, Dad. I think this site is not secure. Let's change then the site we are going to buy a car from. Your job is simply to be observant of what is happening there. It can save you millions of kwacha just by observing what is happening there. Are we clear, Lazarus? Lazarus, are we clear? I normally try to check on children who has the video off. Sometimes they just leave it there and they go on about their business. I wonder if it's there, Lazarus. Shinsa, are we clear?
Yes, sir, we're clear.
Okay, so you can help me with the second question B. What is the domain name of the website, of the same website, the one we are being shown on the screen?
So I can't see.
You can't see. What can I do? Let me do this. although it is out of frame now, but can you read the text there?
Yes, sir.
So what is the domain name there? Okay, what I'll actually do, please, I'll give you homework. I'll put it in WhatsApp group, and you are going to send the answers straight to my inbox. Do not publicize the assignment which I'm going to give you. But one thing that I thought I've explained fully, it's about this. And this is what I was showing you. I was trying to say that this represents the protocol being used. And I said the protocol governs communication on the internet. And it should have a secure part, which is S. Then from BBC, www.bbc.com, I said this is the domain name. This is the name of the computer one is visiting. So after B, when we go to C, which is showing /sport/news, this area alone is for path. There is path, sport, path, news. And finally, on the end there, where there are numbers, it simply means we have the file name. Any questions? Anyone with questions? Because based on this, I'll give you homework, which I would expect by tomorrow should be in my inbox. Trying to see the hands up. Yes, Mapalo Munsaka. What's your question? Is a terrible
My
feedback.
hand is down.
Yes, yes.
My hand is down.
There's more. And who else? I can see 4 hands. There is the Mr. Sins. Yes, Mr. Sins. The name is showing Mr. Sins. Okay, let me go to Patrick. Your hand is up. Please don't play with Liu Wayne from the background. Okay, let me go to Pasopiri.
So, there's a question that you showed that asked, using the domain name given above, create your own email address with the name Patrick Masua as your username. How do you do that?
Okay, we didn't reach that far. We are going to reach that far when we do the emails. We have not reached emails. I'll be able to answer that one when we get to the emails. Okay, Piri.
Okay.
Okay. Lisuro, you have the question?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What does .io stand for?
.io, it's just another extension or suffix. Lisuro, you are very creative. You can Google it. In fact, I've shown you the search engine, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Due to time factor, this video is being recorded. I'll upload it equally on my YouTube channel as well as on our Moodle platform. You'll be able to go through it on your own, in your own time. But for now, we cannot continue due to time factor. And we'll be able to continue next time, which is Thursday. but the video will be available for you. And for those with questions, please be able to contact me on our WhatsApp group. I'll be able to respond to you. So for now, I'll end this video. And
Mr. Walia,
yes, Patrick.
when is the homework due?
When?
When is the homework due?
Okay, I'll give instructions when I put it on our WhatsApp group.
All right.
Okay, so nice seeing you all, and we'll meet next week on Thursday.
Okay, sir.
Bye, sir.
Sir, see you later, sir.
Enjoy your day, sir.
Peace.
Bye.